Welcome to the People Connect podcast. Your network is your net worth. Are you ready to take your life to the next level? Be prepared to leap out of your comfort zone and connect with the who's who of what you want to do. Stop, drop, and roll as we start, market, and grow the CEO of you and your host, Nichelle Womack. She will help you engage, reinvent, motivate, and reactivate your plans for success.
How are you? Welcome, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me. My name is Nichelle Womack, and I am your life transition strategist. I help you start, market, grow, build, expand, and dominate the CEO of you in your business, in your life, and in your relationship. Whatever you are going through in your journey to success, in that transition, I can help you get there. Thank you so much for those beautiful, beautiful green hearts. Welcome, everyone. How are you today? Good evening. You've been waiting on me. Praise God. Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. Hey, Patrice, how you doing with those beautiful, 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 beautiful green hearts? Thank you so much for being in my space. I am excited to be here with you today. As you guys know, I tell you this all the time, my life has been really hectic. It really has. I'm trying to keep up with me. I literally am trying to keep up with me in writing a dissertation, my children traveling back and forth with them. They play basketball, AAU. This is high school basketball time right now. So we're doing that traveling. And then now we're getting ready to get back started up with July travel. It is hectic, but I miss you guys and I do my best to come on when I absolutely can. So I greatly appreciate you being a part of my space and being my friend. I greatly appreciate. Thank you so much for those beautiful hearts, the purple and the green. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so today we are going to talk about how to get a yes. Yes, nobody likes no. How to get a yes from your customer. I want to give a shout out to each and every one of you here, to all my replay viewers. Thank you so much for coming in and tapping that screen and giving that love when I'm not here present, but you give that love when you come back and check it out. That is awesome. And I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. To all my YouTube viewers, to all my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can catch me at Nichelle Womack, and to all my friends at the People Connect podcast. Guys, I am so excited. We have exceeded 1,500 downloads. I started my podcast at the end of January 2016, January 29th to be exact. And right now I'm at 1,500 downloads. So if you ever miss one of my shows, you can always go back and check it out at the People Connect podcast. So I'm so thankful to you, so thankful to my People Connect podcast family, and I just give you so much love right back to you. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate all those hearts. So today, I hope and pray you've had an absolutely fabulous day. Please engage with me. I love engagement. I think from being a teacher, I love to share information, but I like to get it back too, because everybody's situation is different. I'm sharing tips, but you may have had something different happen. So in talking about that yes, as I mentioned, everybody likes a yes. I know when I get a no, I know I'm right, almost closer to getting a yes. So sometimes I personally strive for no's, especially when it comes to my network marketing business. Why? Because people get it in their mind and they're like, network marketing, don't want to do that. People miss the boat on that business. I'm telling you. But that yes, when you get that yes, is so fulfilling. It feels so good. You want to pat yourself on the back and give yourself a hug. Welcome. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in. I greatly appreciate you. Can barely see your name there, but thank you so much. Yes, indeed, Patrice. And so in saying that, I want to verify and clarify everything that I'm sharing with you. And if this has happened to you, or if you struggle with that, please do not hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to engage with you on that behalf. Hey, Martisa, how you doing today? Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So the number one way that I know how to get that yes, because you can't get a yes until you do this. And so many people in sales, I know I've shared my background with you, but I've been a district sales manager in the pharmaceutical industry. I've had my own business for over 20 years, real estate. I've done that for over 20 years, and I do insurance. I'm an insurance broker, and I also do network marketing, public speaking. I'm an author, all that kind of stuff. And I teach part-time as well. And then not to mention working on that PhD. But in all of that, even when I'm talking to my students, it's hard to get a yes if you do not uncover this first thing here. Yes, if you do not uncover this first thing, it's really hard to get a yes. And that first thing is you have to validate a need. Because if people don't need your product, your service, your information, it's really going to be hard to validate a yes. And so when you figure out their need, thank you so much, Patrice, even in real estate, Patrice, when we get those clients, and if their need is not what we think it is, because I always do a survey and ask them, where do you want to live? What amenities do you want and things of that nature? And if I'm selling them something that does not fit their need, I'm wasting their time and mine. So before I even get out of my office and go in to help them get a house, I need to validate a need. And this applies to whatever business that you're in. If you're in network marketing, if your products that you're selling, if it does not fit with the client, they're not going to buy. If teaching, when I'm teaching my students, I teach business and I'm sharing with them information. If it's not registering with them, they're not going to grasp the information. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining in, Michael. And so with that being said, if you do not address the need by asking them, what is it that you're looking for? Or what is it that I can help you do? Or what is it that you're really interested in, validating that need, then you will never get that yes until you do that. And out of all my years in sales, that's one thing that is very, very clear to me. You got to figure out what people need. And sometimes they won't even tell you. You have to really just dig in and just talk to them a little bit more. And that's one thing I want to share. You got to talk to your customers. If you don't talk to your customers, you're really not going to feel them out. Sometimes you can feel people out just by talking to them. Yes, you got to pull it out of them, Patrice. You have to, because sometimes people are shy. I mean, I run into people all the time that are afraid because of their previous circumstances, and they may not want to address what happened before. Yes. And you got to listen to everything they say, because in what they say, you will find that need most occasions. So that's number one, validate the need. And then once you validate that need, you can continue to go down to the process, the sales process, because sales is a process. And Lordy be, when people tell me all the time, oh, I'm not a salesperson. Yes, you are. You're selling something in life. I promise you, you are selling something in life. Especially if you work with the public. You may be on the phone in customer service, and they may call into your company, and you're talking to them about trying to keep a service when they want to disconnect. Had that example today with AT&T. Ooh, I didn't mean to say their name, but yeah, I had that example with them today. Didn't want to say their name because they ain't paying me, so didn't want to say it. But anyway, I'm like, look, I think I want to get another service. And so the salesperson was very, very nice. Very nice. That's important. Get somebody that's nice that's going to be on the other end. Because if you get a bad person that's working there for you, you know, you're not going to retain any customers. So I'm talking to them and I'm like, you know what? I'm just really tired of the service. It costs too much. I don't see where my money is going. I barely look at TV. So what's the purpose? So he starts selling me all kind of stuff. And I'm like, no. Because you didn't hear me. I said cost. I'm talking about cost. And he could not hear that. And so if he had come to me a different kind of way, instead of selling me stuff, when I was telling him, look, I'm paying too much, and figured out a plan where he can reduce my cost, he probably could kept me as a customer. I ended up staying with him anyway. But, you know, I'm like, look, there are alternatives out there. So if you can't give me something to match what I know I can get, then I don't need to be a customer anymore. So we have to listen, as Patrice said earlier. You got to listen. Number two, you have to qualify and quantify the finances of that customer. You must qualify and quantify the finances of that customer. And why is this important? They probably can't afford your services, or they'll give you all kind of excuses as to why they are not ready to buy. By qualifying them and quantifying them, thank you, lady. By qualifying and quantifying, you are weeding out the people that should not be in your space. And I must tell you that I have learned that each and every day, the more I grow in my business, because I'm one of those kind of people. I try to help everybody. But I have realized that everybody does not want to be helped. And you may not have something for everybody. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Yes. And so with that being said, unfortunately, a lot of people that is scripted, AT&T doesn't want to go off script. Yeah, they don't want to go off script, but I'm going to make you go off script if I'm calling for a specific thing and you're not addressing what I'm asking you. I mean, that's poor customer service. And so you got to listen to the clients. And when you start listening to them, you'll become aware. Hello, how are you? When you listen to them, you'll become aware of what they're talking about. You'll become aware of what they're talking about, and it'll be easier for you to address whatever concerns that they have. And then you could develop and find out and validate their need. And so quantifying their finances, qualifying them. If they can't afford it, everyone can't afford your services. And that is okay, Patrice. Why? I say this all the time. Everybody is not your customer. You're not going to sell to everybody. You know, people, and I'm learning this more and more, everybody wants something for free. And it's okay to give something for free. But look, you know, you went to school, you got the education, they don't see the value in you, but you got to show them the value, Patrice, because, you know, you got the knowledge. You pay for your education. I know I say this all the time. I'm working on a PhD. I have spent over $100,000 getting this PhD. And for me to go out there and share the information that I have spent money for and somebody want to come get it for you for free, you know, that's robbery. That you might as well go in someplace and rob. I mean, you're robbing somebody's mind. And that's so unfair and unfortunate for the person that's delivering the information. That's why I'm like, it's, you know, you're getting free information on a lot of sites, YouTube, Periscope, you know, LinkedIn, all the social media sites. You get free information every day. The least that one could do, heart it up. The least that one could do, heart it up, share, give love, support. I mean, it's simple. But yet people still, they like free stuff. And instead of showing you how much they care and appreciate you giving them free stuff, because you're not being paid. Yes, I'm preaching right now. You're not being paid. I mean, just give people some love. You know, and I really, me personally, even if you are the worst waiter in a restaurant, waitress, waiter, I'm still going to tip you at least the minimum. Because there could be a lot of things that are preventing you from doing the best job. Now, if you've done great, I may go up to 20 to 30% sometimes. But if not, then I'm going to give you the least minimum, because I know you make $2, $3 an hour, and I'm going to give you the least minimum. So, you know, if they give some effort, now, if it's just downright terrible, you know, I'm going to make mention of it to them and then probably to their supervisor too, because I don't want them to continue to lose money. And I'm going to say, look, you know, this just wasn't right. Even the restaurant, the food was burned. My husband get on me about that all the time. You got to stop sending your food back. And I'm like, no, I'm paying for this. I want it right. And so when you are offering your services, you got to know your worth. You got to know your worth. Patrice stated the value. They don't value what you have. You got to know your worth. And when you know your worth, you'll stop taking discounts. And I am getting to that stage. I know as a realtor, when I first started, I used to drive people all around town looking for houses. And then I saw how much gas I was burning. I started thinking how much gas I was burning. And when I saw how much gas I was burning, I said, look, they need to burn some gas too. And so I started having my customers drive their car. When I started having them drive their car, guess what? They found a house real quick. They found a house real quick. Thank you so much for all those beautiful green hearts. I greatly appreciate you. They found a house real quick. Why? Because they got tired of paying for their gas. You know, and they're like, look, I need to make a decision right away. And that was the turning point for me in that business. And each business that I have operated, yes, they stopped locking up. They stopped looking at all those houses, you know, because they were putting money into it too. They were investing money into it, because as a real estate agent, broker, you don't get paid until you close the transaction. So many people don't understand the process of how to buy. Most people don't understand the process of how to buy. That's why if you are selling something, you must lead them and guide them. Yes. You must lead them and guide them to the buying process. And I will share that with my clients. I share that with, you know, when I was in management in corporate America, I share that with them. You got to lead people. They don't realize how much money come out of our pocket. That's right, Patrice. Girl, I mean, you know, because you're self-marketing yourself. You know, even social media, you're self-marketing yourself. It ain't free to have internet, Wi-Fi. It's not. You know, so the simple things that people can do is share love, hearts on Periscope, share it if it's on some other social media, especially if it relates to you and you can relate to it. and you know somebody else may benefit from it. Share. It's so simple. But people like free. They want to keep taking out of you and not give back. And that's the part of it. So you got to qualify and quantify people's finances. Because I had a lady the other day, I gave her all kind of tips on here. Then I asked her to email me. She emailed me. Then I mentioned the cost. She's like, well, I don't have that. I don't get paid for this. Call me back when you get it. I gave you a lot of information, even more so than I probably should have. If you were at work, you wouldn't be giving your time away for free. And so we got to respect people in business, because business is not easy, especially for my entrepreneurs that are, full time. A lot of people got side hustles. This is a side hustle for them. Their business is a side hustle, not for full time people. I've been full time myself about 12 years and haven't worked at JOB. I've worked little side jobs like teaching and things of that nature, but not a full-time JOB. So my full-time JOB is entrepreneurship. And I'm not the only one. So many people are. But we got to be compensated for our time, just like you're compensated for your 9 to 5. And once people understand that, they'll understand it when they go into business for themselves, if they ever do, or when someone asks them, or when they ask somebody to buy something and they reject them, they'll understand it then. Yes, it's only been 1 year for you. Kudos to you. That's awesome. Stay with it. It gets hard. In real estate, it really does get hard, Patrice, because that's why I say I find myself back in corporate America in some capacity. I typically don't go full time. I'll go part time, just to get the extra ends, because bills still got to be paid. The electric company is not going to say, look, well, I know you're working part time or you're an entrepreneur. Hey, lady, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. And they're not going to say that. They want their money. Bottom line. And so the qualify and quantify for finances, please do that. Hello, how are you, Malusa? I think that's what that says. You're going to go substitute teach. That substitute teachers, they start off at like $120 an hour. I am fabulous. I pray you are too. Hey, Brazil, how's it going? And so with that being said, that's number 2. Number 3, you got to assess the wants. Everybody want everything, but do they want what you have? Everybody wants everything. People get knockoffs just so they don't pay the full-time price or the full price. They get knockoffs. Are you giving a knockoff service? Yeah. Thank you so much, Patrice. Or are you giving a quality product? That's number 3. In real estate, it's really hard to distinguish yourself from a lot, because there's tons of realtors out here. There's tons of coaches, tons of business professionals. What can you do to find your customers and assess the wants that they have? Yes, quality original here. Amen. You got to assess their wants, because everybody wants everything, but everybody can't afford everything. You got to be able to meet people where they are and where you are in business, so you can have a match. Customer service is so important. So that's number 3. You got to assess the want. Do you have what they want? Number 4, you got to answer objectives. I can't tell you how many customers that I work with right now that they refuse to answer objections or objectives that they have because they got a bad, someone said something bad about their business online. They don't go address it. They delete it. And when you delete it, you're running from the problem. And you can't do that in business. People are going to say bad things. They're going to say bad things. Yes, you got to answer the objectives. But you have to figure out how to remedy that. What can you do? Everything's not going to be perfect. I've never seen a 100% perfected company or even person. You're going to make some mistakes. And so what can you do to remedy that? It may be give them something free. It may be just apologize. Simple things. Thank you so much for those green hearts, whoever is doing that. I love you. God bless you. Yes. So you have to figure out and answer the objectives. Whatever it is, you have to address it. Don't run from it. Don't run from problems. When you run from problems, more problems come. More problems come when you run from them. And so if you hit it head on in customer service, and when you're talking about getting a yes from your clients, they want to make certain that you're accountable too. They want to make certain just as accountable as you are, that they are as well. And they say customers are always right. I don't personally believe that. But if it comes down to me satisfying that one customer and versus them going out saying something bad about my business, then I'm going to satisfy them. They're right that day. They are right that day. And so you really have to weigh the options, because I've seen customers, you see it all the time on TV and social media, customers coming in cursing out the people and things of that nature. You got people even on Periscope rude, come in your scope and advertise and things of that nature. They just step in your house before they even been introduced. And so with that being said, that's one right there. And so with that being said, you have to understand, you have to recognize that you have to address issues. Now, some things like that right there, what you just saw, some people's mindset is just going to stay negative. It's going to stay perverted by what they have grown up with. Some things people grow up with and you just can't bring it out of it or change it. You just got to let those people go. You have to let those people go, because there's nothing you can do about some people. But some people you can satisfy and you can make it better so they don't go out there and destroy your name. Number 5, you got to package whatever you have to be sold. I've gone to, weddings, catering things. I've gone to boutiques. I work with a lot of boutiques. I work with a lot of startup boutiques, and I work with a lot of barber salons and beauty salons. And you walk in and you got to package it to be sold. And if the perception or if the picture is not pretty, people don't want to come in. One thing I know I don't do, I cannot go in a stinky grocery store or a stinky restaurant and I see food and things like that all over the place. If it's not packaged to be sold, you're going to lose customers. And so when I walk in your place of business, it should be clean. Restaurant especially. I'm surprised the food hackers, inspectors haven't come in there, but it should be clean. And so remember that people see and their mind tells them one thing and it develops something else. Like if I go into a nasty restaurant, I'm like, the food probably is disgusting or they're doing something nasty. So package it to be sold so it can be a good presentation. People will come back and say that it's always clean in there. That person is always nice. They're always pleasant. You want to make certain that the package that you are delivering, and when you're in business on this type of medium, you are the package. Make sure it's presentable. I try my best. Some days I'm looking a total mess, and I'm like, I'm not getting on social media looking like that. To each his own. I just want to make certain that when you see this package, it's together. And some days my hair be all over the place. I just don't feel like doing anything. I don't have any makeup on now, but you want to make certain the package that you're delivering that is presentable to the customers that you are seeking. And so those are the 5 ways to validate, to get your customers to say yes. You are a business. And that's why I teach people the CEO of you, the chief executive officer in your life, in your business, and in your relationship. You are the CEO. And as a CEO, you got to carry yourself as a CEO. And getting your customers to say yes is the bottom line. If no one ever says yes, you will never make any money. You will never grow your business, because people have to say yes. Not just one, not just two, but multiple. It starts that way, 1, 2, but it's a consistent process of building them up to say yes. So I got some quotes for you here that I think are very profound as it relates to getting customers to say yes. 78% of consumers have bailed on a transaction or not made an intended purchase because of a poor service experience. Thank you so much for those green and blue hearts. Yay, thank you. 78% of consumers have bailed on a transaction or not made an intended purchase because of poor service experience. So you got to look at that. What type of experience are you giving your customers? And I truly believe a buying situation should be an experience. I think I mentioned this before. When I go to the spa, I want that to be an experience, something I can remember. It takes 12 positive experiences to make up for one negative. A typical business hears from 4% of dissatisfied customers. 96% don't voice their complaints. So only 4% of dissatisfied customers will say something. They're the only ones going to say something. I'm one of them. 96% of the people, they don't say anything. Thank you for those hearts. They don't say anything at all. And guess what? This is where it hurts your business. 91% of those people won't come back. And you will start to see that in your business. That's from Ruby Newell Leggener, a book called Understanding Customers. And she got that data. The probability of selling to a new prospect is 5 to 20%. That's why first impressions are lasting impressions. The probability of selling to a new prospect is 5 to 20%. But guess where your money comes from? They always tell you 80-20. It's going to come from building that up, because 60 to 70% of the probability of people buying again are from your existing customers. That's why you have to always be creating. That's why you have to always be developing the business, what you have to offer, and make certain that you can get that yes from that customer. 3 in 5 Americans, about 59%, will try a new brand or a company just for better customer service, better experience. Customer feedback is gold. I don't care what people tell you. People buy based on how you make them feel. And I've shared this before. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And in 2011, according to American Express survey, 7 in 10 Americans said they were willing to spend more money just for better customer service. Exactly. Yes. Just for better customer service, they were willing to spend more money. So look at how much money you are leaving on the table. Look at how much money you are leaving on the table. I ask you to look at that in your business, in your life. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, look how much money you're leaving on the table for your skills and your knowledge. We leave too much money on the table. Why? Because again, we go back. We don't know our worth. And so you keep giving people discounts on the value of you. Quality is always key, especially when you're talking about food, anything. But food, if you give me some good hot food, when I come in there, I'm going to come back again because they give me hot food. I've gone to restaurants, give you cold food. I don't want cold food. I'm hungry. I want to eat right now. Yes, Lord. Yes. And even clothing. I'm not a name brand type of person. I buy what I like. In fact, I'm a thrifty person. Yes, I know that's right. I'm a thrifty person. But even when I go in my thrifty places, if it stinks in there, if it's not nice, thank you so much for sharing, Dynamic Daphne in the house. If it's not a clean place and it's not pretty, I just won't go back. It's as simple as that. Thank you so much for sharing. I greatly appreciate you. Essential for you. Welcome, 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 everyone. And so customer service, you got to make a customer, not a sale. People focus on the sale. You're going to get the sale when you get that customer. So make a customer, because when you get that customer will be yours for life. Remember those stats I just gave you? 60 to 70% are return customers to your business. You got to keep that in mind, even in your life, in your career. You got to keep that in mind as to where you're going. Your most unhappy customers are the greatest source of your learning. Bill Gates said that. Your most unhappy customers are the greatest source of your learning. Building a relationship is going to be the drive of your business. Yes, it is essentials for you. It's going to be the drive of your business. Relationships are everything. But it starts with that service. Thank you so much. It starts with that service. Customer service. And so customers' perception is your reality. However the customer perceives your business, that is the reality. And so it's always good to do surveys. I love surveys. Amen. I love surveys. SurveyMonkey is a great one. Yes, they love to feel special. Who doesn't? I like to feel special too. So your customers love to feel special. That's why it's good to give them something free every now and then. In fact, I will give my customers something free before I give somebody I never knew before, because I know that they're going to come back to me. They're going to be consistent, and I want to make certain that they're consistent because I want to make them feel special. Communicate with them. Communication is key in every facet of your life. You got to communicate with your customers on a regular basis. Send them an email, send them a gift card or something. Especially if you're a small business, you can do a lot of things. Yes, it's cutting in and out. Oh, it is. I don't know what's going on with that. I hope not, because I'm recording this for my podcast too. So I hope not. Yes. So customers, spend a lot of time talking to your customers. I greatly appreciate all those beautiful hearts. I thank each and every one of you guys. Thank you, Dr. Daphne, for being a part of my space. And the 5 ways that you can get a yes from your client today. Not tomorrow. You can get one tomorrow too, but you could start today in your life, in your business, and your relationship, getting a yes. The first thing you need to do is validate the need. Number 2, you got to qualify and quantify their finances. When I'm going to talk about relationships with this, because you could tell you go into a broke relationship, you're going to more than likely be broke, especially if everybody's mindset is not on growth. And so you got to think about that. Everything applies to different things. Number 3, you got to assess the want. How bad do you want it? Or how bad do they want what you have? Yes, you got to validate that need. Assess the want, number 3. Number 4, you got to answer objectives. You cannot run for problems. The more problems you run away from, the more are going to come to you. So keep that in mind. And number 5, you got to package your product so it can be sold. Yes, amen. You got to package that product so it can be sold. It got to be pretty. People like pretty things, especially women. We like pretty things. Men, they don't really care that much. Some men don't. But if it's pretty, we'll buy it. Right, ladies? If it's pretty, we'll buy it. If it smells good, if it looks good, we'll buy it. So think about your customer, who you're selling to, and make certain that you assess these 5 areas. It's more, but I'm just giving you 5 today. 5 areas to get a yes from your client. Any questions? I greatly appreciate all those green and red and pink and purple hearts. Objectives are what we as business owners run away from and give up on. Yes, because uncovering those objectives, you might find out why your business is decreasing. Because a lot of times they went out and told other people about it, that they didn't answer my question or they didn't provide anything, an answer. Yes. How do we make the services pretty? It really depends on what your product is. I think that's specific to each business. I was speaking myself as a coach. You got to always be presentable and business-like. Even in real estate, if I'm going around showing people, houses and everything and I'm looking like I don't own one, they're going to be like, Yes, you got to do that. You definitely have to do that. You have to package your product pretty and capable of being sold. Yes. Any other questions or concerns? I thank you so much for all the beautiful hearts, the blue, the red. Dr. Daphne is one of my favorite people too on here. I got so many favorite people on here. You guys are all awesome. Jazz, Patrice, everybody. She does a professional speaker. She also educates as well. Feel free to connect with people because I truly believe your network is your net worth in growing your business. We have to be able, ready, and willing to help each other. And that's how we value our worth. We can't consistently keep giving things for free and thinking we're going to make a living. Yes, you got to make it pretty with your marketing, your logo, all that stuff. It has to be appealing to the eye, but not to say that that's the only way that somebody's going to buy something. Reinvention and transformation coach. That's Dr. Daphne. So not to say that that's going to be the only way somebody buys something. Especially on social media. Exactly. Because people buy with their eyes a lot of time. They buy with their eyes. They don't care what their pocket has. If it's appealing to them, they'll pull out that card, that charge card. They'll pull out that cash if it's appeasing to the eye. And so I try to keep that in focus all the time, when I'm out showing clients, depending on what type of client, even with insurance and, the coaching, the life coaching and things of that nature. Yes. Yes. So it is so key that we really, really monitor those things when we're talking about our business. Any other questions or concerns that I can address here? My dog is sitting right next to me talking about, take me out. I thank each and every one of you for spending time with me this evening. Those beautiful green hearts, I just love you. God bless you, each and every one of you. You can reach me at NichelleWomack.com. I'm also available at 2excelwithnichelle.com. And I am so excited. I have some awesome things. I'm glad that you caught it too. What is your name? What is your name? What kind of dog is it? It's an Akita. Yes, that's okay. I understand. What is your name? Hey, Joy, what's going on? I'm remember your pretty face. Yes, K-Joy. Yes, thank you so much for being here. It's an Akita, and he's like ready to go outside because he's been stuck in a cage all day. He got a little room that he can go around, but when he saw me, he was like so excited. Yes, I love my animals. I love my kids. I love everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome. So thanks again, each and every one of you. You can also catch my podcast, the People Connect podcast, to download other episodes, and stay tuned. Yes, mama home. Stay tuned. I got so many awesome things that are coming up. Soon as I get this PhD out the way, I'm going to be free to do the things I want, but I still got another year. But I'm not going to make that an excuse. Excuses are tools of incompetence. I want you guys to continue to grow, soar in your life, in your destiny, and in your purpose, and make something happen. We are at the last quarter of 2016. A lot of people don't know that. Not the last quarter. The end of the second quarter, 2016. Yes, thanks, Gracie K. Thank you so much, Dr. Daphne. I greatly appreciate you being here. And so you got to get your life in order. You got to prioritize things and make certain that you are doing what you need to do to carry you through the rest of 2016, almost the end of the year. I just cannot believe it. Almost the end of the year. So make it happen. God bless each and every one of you. I greatly appreciate the love. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to be with me today. You can reach me at Nichelle Womack. My name is Nichelle Womack. I'm your life transition strategist. I help you start, market, grow, build, expand, and dominate the CEO of you in your life, in your business, and in your relationships. Take care. Be blessed and highly favored in everything that you do. Mwah. Talk to you later.